biggest and baddest tour turned up in Raymond James Stadium. Josh Tonkin took it to the finals, grabbing his second racing championship, while sub Joe Urie and Earthshaker grabbed a second show with a freestyle win. Tonight we pop out at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Motorsports history runs deep here. Let's make some more. This is the Rorsrps semi-realistic points series, and this is Monster Jam! Hello everybody and welcome back to the Rorsrps channel. My name is Preston Vieira and we are back on the biggest and baddest tour, about to kick off round 8 here in Indianapolis, Indiana at Lucas Oil Stadium. Tour leader and reigning racing champion Josh Tonkin in Son Uva Digger is looking for racing championship number 3, but can he get past season 1 tour champion and 5-time racing champion Madusa making her debut tonight? We'll find out soon. Let's check out our full lineup with tonight's racing bracket. Kicking off the racing competition, it is Josh Tonkin in Son Uva Digger taking on Noah Brady in Gunslinger. Then it's Chad Tingler in Venom taking on Winston in Team Suzuki. Tevin Maxwell and Team Meents is facing off against Grave Prower, finally returning in Sonic Heroes. Then it's Ewan Ford in Soldier Fortune Black Ops taking on Joe Dennis in Spider-Man Miles Morales. Returning sub Joe Urie and Earthshaker is going to take on Pro Bowler 278 in Predator. Then it's Mark Culinary in Working Class facing off against Cameron Landry in Lucas Oil Crusader. Alfredo Moya in Dragon is going to take on Drew Austin in Bob and Tom. Then closing out round 1 with a classic race here, Aiden Wegner in Gravedigger facing off against Madusa. Driving Madusa, again, making her return. She was a Season 1 Mainfield competitor, took the Tour Championship in the Throwdown Tour. We'll hear more about her later, but Josh Tonkin in Son Uva Digger, reigning racing champion, coming out next. On your right, he'll be facing off against Noah Brady in Gunslinger. Of course, 2-time champion Josh Tonkin looking for number 3, but Noah Brady in Gunslinger is looking to hopefully have the best racing performance of his entire season so far here in Indianapolis. He struggles in the turns big times. We've seen a couple of times so far this season that he spins out in the turns. Tonight, this track is a little more tacky than what we've had throughout the season, generally speaking. So we'll see what happens here with our first race. In practice, a couple of these drivers did have some problems in the turns, getting a little too tacked up, hiking up on the 2 wheels. We'll see what happens here tonight when the pressure is actually on and we go green. Both trucks staged, ready to go. We are green and launching down the track for the first time tonight. Into the turn, Josh Tonkin making it look easy. Noah Brady goes over and out of bounds. He goes clipping that container, that is going to be a DNF for Noah Brady tonight as Josh Tonkin gets some big air and clears the finish line. He is on to round 2. Hate to say it, as expected, but no one expected Noah Brady to get a DNF here in round 1. An unfortunate way to go out for sure. We'll see how he does in the freestyle competition. Stick around to the end of the video and click that end card to watch freestyle. Chad Tingler coming out next in Venom. On your right, he'll be taking on Winston in Team Suzuki. Winston, a decent racer, struggles to get past round 2 though. Just last show, however, in Tampa, she managed to make it up into the semifinals where she took her loss. We'll see what happens this time. Chad Tingler in Venom has been stepping it up a lot in the second half of the season, making it up into the semifinals semi-regularly. I mean, we're 50-50 for the second half. We'll see what happens here tonight as we launch off of the starting line and head into our first turn. Team Suzuki hiking up a little bit, but she manages to keep it controlled, get it back down on all 4s, headed into the final turn. Who is going to take it to the line? It's a close race. Awkward turn from Chad Tingler. It's going to be Winston in Team Suzuki. Heading into round 2, Chad Tingler just not enough in that final turn, just a little bit too awkward. Clipping that obstacle in the turn slows him down a lot. Tacky track is kind of complicated, man. These drivers can get tripped up big time in relatively seemingly simple areas. Tevin Maxwell in Team Meents coming out next on your right, fresh off of a big hit on the roof in Tampa, Florida. Grave Prower returning finally, after 3 shows being subbed out to Monster Mud, Chris Kohler burning it down in that Monster Mud truck, getting win after win in the freestyle competition. We'll see what happens here tonight for Grade Power. Desperate need of some points as we go green. Over the jump, neck and neck, heading into our first turn. Tevin Maxwell with a big slide. Grade Power getting tacked up, getting hiked up onto 2 wheels there. Gets it back down. He may be able to finish this race. We'll see what happens here. Tevin Maxwell gets over the finish line first. He is on to round 2 as Grade Power is in trouble again. Oh my goodness, look at this. Rolling the truck over. Little bit of body damage there, to say the least. Heading out of round 1, he'll be back for freestyle. But here in the racing competition, he does get over the line. There is no DNF, but unfortunately, he does ruin the truck before freestyle. Ewan Ford and Soldier Fortune Black Ops coming out next on your right. Joe Dennis, Spider-Man Miles Morales coming out on your left. Speaking of second half of the season improvements, Joe Dennis has been turning up in this second half in racing, been making it up into the semifinals 2 shows in a row now. He wants to make it 3 this time, making it up into the Dubby final round. We'll see what happens. Speaking of the Dubby final round, though, Ewan Ford, Soldier Fortune Black Ops has been there once before, taking a loss to Craig Parsons and Velociraptor. Velociraptor ain't here tonight. We'll see what happens for these two as we launch down the track. Joe Dennis, early lead. He is fast in these straightaways. We know that from Atlanta, but they are pretty neck and neck here heading into this final turn. Who's going to take it to the line? Joe Dennis getting in trouble, spins the truck. Something I didn't think we were going to see tonight because of how tacky this track is, but Ewan Ford and Soldier Fortune Black Ops is on to round 2. Moving on throughout the rest of the night, we'll see what happens for him. But Joe Dennis going to have to wait for freestyle to earn some more points. At least he got a finish. It's not a DNF, so he does get the full 2 points in round 1. Joe Urie and Earthshaker coming out next on your right. The first of our subs tonight. He'll be taking on Pro Bowler 278 in Predator. Joe Urie, this is his second show. He's returning after his debut in Tampa. Took the freestyle championship, earned himself a second show and a nice bit of points. We'll see if he can take the lead from Chris Kohler and replace him in that official 100% guaranteed world final spot by the end of the season. Pro Bowler 278, just looking for some racing points in general. He did take a freestyle championship early in the season, literally first show of the season. We'll see what he can do here in racing tonight. He did well in Atlanta. He's doing all right here against Joe Urie and Earthshaker, who's going to take it to the line around our final turn. Beautiful turns from both of these drivers, but it's going to be Joe Urie and Earthshaker heading into round 2 tonight. Pro Bowler 278, close, but no cigar. Not going to happen here in Indianapolis tonight. We'll see what happens for him in freestyle as well. Mark Culinary in working class coming out next. He's going to be on your right, a one-time Dubby finalist, taking the loss in Atlanta. But Cameron Landry and Lucas Oil Crusader on your left has only made it up as far as the semifinals. We'll see what happens here tonight. Most of his racing history is round 1 eliminations, round 2 eliminations. We'll see what happens here in round 1 tonight. Taking on Mark Culinary, semi-proven racer. I mean, again, he's made it up into the semifinals once before. He's made it up into the final round, but took that loss to Tevin Maxwell in Atlanta. We'll see what happens. Stage ready to go. We are green for our next race. Heading into our first turn, looking good for both of these drivers. Mark Culinary in trouble, and into the containers he goes. That's going to be a DNF, his first of the season. For Mark Culinary, Cameron Landry in trouble. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh my goodness, round and round on the sidewalls in reverse at that. Cameron Landry gets the save. He's gonna be able to get across the finish line, and he chooses to do it in reverse. What a race here in Indianapolis. Lucas Oil Crusader, Cameron Landry on to round 2 tonight, knocking out a one-time Dubby finalist. Great race from Cameron Landry. Great job keeping that truck on all 4 BKTs. Alfredo Moya in Dragon coming out on your right. He's going to be taking on Drew Austin in Bob and Tom. Alfredo Moya, a very successful racer here. A lot of his points coming from the racing competition. He's made it up into the semifinals 3 times this season, and once into the Dubby final round. That was show 1, taking the loss to Josh Tonkin in Son Uva Digger. Also making it up into the semifinals, but taking DNFs, I believe only once. Drew Austin in Bob and Tom. We'll see what happens here in round 1 tonight. Mr. Consistent, essentially, or somebody who loves himself some containers. We'll see if he can keep himself off the containers here in racing tonight. Over the roller and headed into the final turn. Looks like Drew Austin has a lead. A great turn. Oh, a little sloppy on the exit from Alfredo Moya. It's going to be Drew Austin in Bob and Tom. Alfredo Moya was a little behind coming around that turn, but I thought a great turn was going to be able to help him come back a little bit. A little too sloppy on the exit. Drew Austin, clean cut win here in round one. Closing out round one, though, making a return, it's Madusa, of course, driving Madusa, a one-time tour champion on the Throwback Tour, 5-time racing champion, one of those being a Double Down championship. She'll be taking on Aiden Wegner in Gravedigger, one-time freestyle champion here on the biggest and baddest tour. We'll see what happens here. Madusa, a pretty intense racer, a fierce competitor in the racing competition all throughout season one. Her rivalry with Bari Musauer and Zombie unmatched, except for with Josh Tonkin and Craig Parsons. Of course, Craig is subbed out. We'll see what happens here in this final race of round one, though, as we go green. Classic race, Madusa versus Gravedigger. Big slide from Aiden Wegner. That is not going to be good. Just made it into the final round last show, and it looks like he's not going to be doing that tonight. Madusa over the line in first. She will be heading into round two as she goes over. Oh my goodness. Gets back on all four BKTs. Luckily, she crossed the line there. Her race would have been in jeopardy. Would have given Aiden Wegner a shot at that title here in round one. But if you guys are enjoying the racing competition so far tonight, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and stick around because the World Finals is coming up soon. We are kicking off round 8 out of 10 here tonight. So we will be there very, very soon. You do not want to miss it. Be sure to stick around. Also, check out the RORSRPS Instagram for extra content almost daily. We got some cool stuff over there. Pit party pictures and more, other stuff. Check it out. Results, recaps, blah, blah, blah. Son Uva Digger is going to be taking on Team Suzuki to kick off round 2. Then it's Team Meents versus Soldier Fortune Black Ops. Earthshaker will face off against Lucas Oil Crusader. And then closing out round 2 is Bob and Tom taking on Madusa. A couple very interesting races here in round 2. Josh Tonkin and Son Uva Digger versus Kathy Winston and Team Suzuki is going to be kicking us off, though. We'll see if Josh Tonkin will get one step closer to his 3rd championship, or if Kathy Winston has this one in the bag. She got a little hiked up onto 2 wheels in the first turn here in round 1. We'll see what happens here in round 2 tonight. If she can get that even more under control, she did handle it well in round 1, but you need to get all mistakes out the window going up against Josh Tonkin as we launch down the track to kick off round 2. We'll see what happens. Oh my goodness, Kathy Winston in trouble in the first turn again. Does get a save. Looks like she will be missing out on that DNF, but Josh Tonkin will be heading into the semifinals. Kathy Winston keeping it controlled through the second turn, and that final turn, over the line we go. Kathy Winston done here in round 2. Josh Tonkin, Son Uva Digger, one step closer to a 3rd racing championship. Next out on the track, Tevin Maxwell in Team Meents is going to be on your right. He'll be taking on Ewan in Soldier Fortune Black Ops. Both of these drivers have been in the Dubby final round here in the racing competition. Only one has taken a racing championship. That's Tevin Maxwell in Team Meents. On your right, we'll see what happens as we get staged here. Soldier Fortune Black Ops, Ewan really been trying hard all season to get this racing championship. Just hasn't been working out for him. He's due for a win. We'll see what happens as we launch down the track. Around the first turn, Tevin Maxwell very close to the turn that he had in round 1 as well. A little sloppy on the exit. Both trucks struggling a little bit. It's going to be Ewan and Soldier Fortune Black Ops knocking out Team Meents. Tevin Maxwell done here in round 2. Soldier Fortune Black Ops moving on to the semifinals for the first time since, I believe, show 2. Oh no, show 4. Excuse me, show 4. Ewan on to the semifinals tonight. Joe Urie and Earthshaker Here in round 2, we'll be taking on Cameron Landry and Lucas Oil Crusader. This is the farthest up the bracket Joe Urie and Earthshaker has made it so far this season. Of course, he was only here debuting last show. Cameron Landry looking to make it back up to the semifinals. Only done it once this year. We'll see if he can do it here against Joe Urie tonight. Joe Urie looking for that substitute win here in racing. Get himself a third show and a shot at Chris Kohler's World Finals qualification. Coming around the first turn, looking good for Cameron Landry right now. Joe Urie a little bit behind. Around the final turn, Joe Urie in trouble. Both drivers sloppy. But it is going to be Cameron Landry and Lucas Oil Crusader bouncing off of the double-decker bus there. Joe Urie not going to make it happen. Cameron Landry and Lucas Oil Crusader on to the semifinals for the first time in a while. We'll see how he does there. A lot of pressure got to be on those shoulders with your first appearance since show 1. Drew Austin and Bob and Tom coming out next. On your right, he'll be taking on Madusa in Madusa. Here as a sub in Season 2, she was unable to get the qualification for the main field here in Season 2. We'll see how she does as a sub in the racing competition against a whole new field of competitors starting so late in the season. Numbers don't really mean much when you're comparing main field to sub, but walking in fresh with 0 points compared to these drivers, some of whom have 100+ points, got to be a little bit intimidating. Drew Austin and Bob and Tom getting hiked up a little bit in that first turn. Madusa doing well for herself. Coming around the final turn. Looks like Drew Austin has a lead, and to the line he is going to hold it. Drew Austin and Bob and Tom getting it stopped right before the containers there. He might be turning over a new leaf tonight. We'll see what happens here as he moves on to the semifinals for the first time in a little while here. Semifinals are looking good here. Son Uva Digger versus Soldier Fortune Black Ops. Then it's Cameron Landry, Lucas Oil Crusader taking on Bob and Tom. Very, very interesting set of trucks here in the final round. Will we get a new champion? 3 of these drivers have not taken a championship in the racing competition yet this season. Can they do it tonight? Ewan Ford and Soldier Fortune Black Ops on your left. He's going to be taking on reigning racing champion Josh Tonkin in Son Uva Digger. Both of these drivers have made appearances. Obviously, reigning champion Josh Tonkin has. Ewan Ford and Soldier Fortune Black Ops has made an appearance in the final round once before. Can he do it again tonight by knocking out the reigning champ? We're green. Let's find out. Over the line for the first time. Coming around the first turn, Ewan Ford looking to have a little bit of problems here in that first turn. Hiking up a little bit. Managing to keep it under control, but it does slow him down enough to let Josh Tonkin be our first Dubby finalist in the final round. Josh Tonkin, Son Uva Digger, one step closer yet again to another racing championship. Can he make it happen? No Velociraptor in the field tonight. He does not have to worry about Craig Parsons. Can he do it on his own? Cameron Landry and Lucas Oil Crusader on your right, going to be taking on Drew Austin and Bob and Tom for this next race. Drew Austin competing for his first appearance in the Dubby final round. Very curious if he can make it happen. Crusader, Cameron Landry, has yet to make it into the final round as well. Either way we go here, this is a new finalist to take on Josh Tonkin in that Son Uva Digger truck. Both trucks staged, ready to go. We're going green. Down the track we go and over the jump. Looks like Drew Austin may have a slight lead. Cameron Landry's in trouble in the first turn. Drew Austin has a shot at the final round. He clips the turning obstacle. Able to get the save, but he is struggling to get that truck back on track. Cameron Landry, Lucas Oil Crusader, headed into the Dubby final round tonight. Let's be honest, Cameron Landry is struggling on this track, but it is great to see him in the final round. Can he make it stick? Can he keep that truck under control for one round? Dubby final round is here and ready to go. Josh Tonkin, Son Uva Digger, taking on Cameron Landry and Lucas Oil Crusader. If there's one round here tonight that Cameron Landry needs to make this truck stick to the track, It is this one. Cameron Landry, Lucas Oil Crusader on your left. Going to be taking on reigning racing champion Josh Tonkin in Son Uva Digger on your right. This is an exciting final round, and if you want to get hyped and excited on a day-to-day, get some delicious Dubby energy and get 20% off until the end of September using code RORSRPS at checkout. They have some delicious flavors over there. They are one of the best parts of my day, getting to get my favorite energy drink all up in my tummy, and some delicious drinks. If you know me, you know I love food, you know I love drinks, you know I love getting to try new things, try new flavors. Dubby has all kinds of new flavors all the time. One of them right now is the purple dub sauce. Also, Grandpa's denture water. That one is mango pitaya. They sound delicious. I haven't tried them yet, but I want to. Be sure to get them while you can. They are limited edition. 20% off until the end of September. Code RORSRPS at checkout. We're staged, ready to go for the Dubby final round, and we are green. Can Cameron Landry make it stick here in the final round? Beautiful turn from Josh Tonkin. Cameron Landry hiking up in that final turn, or in that first turn, excuse me. Around the final turn we go. Josh Tonkin headed to the finish line. He is making it stick once again. Championship number 3 in the racing competition for Josh Tonkin under his belt tonight here in Indianapolis. Lucas Oil Stadium getting a show from Josh Tonkin as he celebrates his 3rd racing championship. What a night. He was on kill from the beginning, really blazing it out here. The fastest truck on the track, the most stable truck on the track, really making it happen, and he does make it happen here in the Dubby final round, grabbing that 3rd one on the search for a new record for wins. There are 2 shows left of the season. He can't get the new record for racing championships, but he could tie it up with Madusa. Can he? Is a different question. 2 rounds, every show is a new show. Stick around to see what happens. Josh Tonkin in Son Uva Digger gonna park that truck up on the step up and give these fans one last look at that Son Uva Digger truck before he tears it up in freestyle on his hunt for the Dubby double down tonight. Let's check out our new points totals after tonight's racing. Josh Tonkin 141, Aiden Wegner with 105, Mark Culinary and Alfredo Moya tied with 104. Tevin Maxwell with 103, Kathy Winston with 92. Ewan Ford ends up with 85, tied with Chad Tingler, also with 85 in that Venom truck. Then it's Lucas Oil Crusader, Cameron Landry 77, Drew Austin 71, Pro Bowler 278, and Predator with 68, and Joe Dennis, Miles Morales with 62. Grave Prower ends up with 45, Noah Brady 44, and Joe Urie with 26 as a sub, and Madusa, of course, as a sub with 4 points to kick off her night. Not a bad start, better than Joe Urie had in the racing competition. But if you guys enjoyed tonight's racing, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Be sure to stick around. World Finals coming up soon. Also check out the RORSRPS Instagram for extra content, including early access to the week's racing bracket, pit party pictures, results, and just general news about the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you want to help support the channel, we have a store. That link is down in the description, or check out the channel partner, Dubby Energy, and use code RORSRPS at checkout for some clean, jitterless, crash-free energy. They have some delicious flavors from Grandpa's denture water to purple dub sauce, as well as beach and peach. My favorite flavor, that is mango white peach. Dubby has 0 sugar, fillers, or artificial dyes, and can give you the energy to go throughout your day without crash, without jitters. Be sure to check them out. Get 20% off until the end of September using code RORSRPS. If you're watching this after that, you can still get 10% off using code RORSRPS at checkout. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the racing competition. Freestyle coming up in just a minute. Stick around, click that end card. I will see you guys over there.